everyone, Mama Mike here, and today is a quick video. I wanted to do an impressions video for Tales of Berseria. I got this game for my birthday. I never did an unboxing of it, but I wanted to do an impressions video now that I'm more than 20 hours in. I know that I'm still not close to beating the game, but I felt confident enough that I could talk about this game and how it's different from other Tales games and how it's also similar to the Tales games that we know and love. So getting right into it, and no spoilers at all, the first thing I want to mention is the story. In terms of story, this is unlike any other Tales game that I've ever played. If you've ever shied away from those games because they're too heroic, too cheesy, maybe too much about the good guy, this game is a completely new story for the Tales universe. It is dark and brutal, and a lot of it is subtle differences, but a lot of things are just very obvious. Firstly, you have got Velvet Crow, the main character. She is out for revenge after a personal tragedy, and that is all that she focuses on. She is unlike any other Tales character I've played as. She is mean, she is ruthless, she is self-centered, and it's all about her revenge. And in terms of scripting and language, this game is very different as well. Instead of saying always that they want to defeat enemies or that there's someone they want to take down, they'll flat out say that this is someone they want to kill. And it might seem like a subtle change, but using that language as opposed to words like defeat and take down, it really does change your perception of these characters, that they are cold-blooded killers. They're looking for their revenge, and they will get rid of anyone that's in their way. Something that I am just absolutely loving about this game is that I get to be the villain. I'm cutting down beloved heroes, and my goal in this game is to take out the beloved leader of a nation, and that is huge. Obviously, a very big deal. Everything that you're doing in this game is illegal. We're doing all of this for ourselves, not for the greater good or anything like that. It's completely different from any Tales game I've ever played in that aspect, and I'm loving it. As much as I like the Tales games that I've played, sometimes they're just so self-righteous. It's all about being noble and doing the right thing, and those aren't bad things, obviously, but I get tired of the same themes over and over, and that carries through a lot of video games. You're usually the hero, you're usually the good guy, so getting to be the villain in this game and getting to just be ruthless and taking no prisoners, I love it. Another thing, just dealing with the language of the game, is that the game is centered around demons, which are humans who have caught the demon blight, and exorcists, who are the only humans capable of defeating demons. Using those words constantly, demons and exorcists, it does add a weight to the story, and like I said, same thing with how they say kill, it adds a different layer to the story, that this isn't your usual kind of fluffy Tales story that you get. Oftentimes those are very sad, they might have anger and a lot of emotion in them, but this is different. It's harsher. It's just something about it is so fresh and new from the other Tales games, and a lot of it has to do with the language that they use. I am completely invested in the story. I love all of the characters that I've met so far. They all seem like they have depth. They all seem like they have something that I want to get to know more about them, and I'm just totally, like I said, invested in the story and very excited to see where it goes next. I want to get to know these characters better. Now, talking about the combat, this has the traditional kind of free roam battle system that we're used to from the Tales games. It's the combat that we know and love, just with a few things added in. This game has a soul system where by defeating enemies, by dodging attacks correctly, by inflicting status ailments on enemies, you collect a soul from them, and those souls are what allow you to extend your combos and do more moves in sequence. So it's important to master that technique of stealing souls from your enemies. Eventually you will start with more souls by default, depending on the equipment that you have and kind of what level you are, but it's still always going to be a facet of the combat that you have to steal souls from enemies so that you can do more complex moves and longer combo string. While the combat feels familiar, there are enough things added in that it feels refreshed. It feels like a fresh coat of paint has been put on the Tales franchise. And I'll say another thing that is familiar but well loved is that the amount of content this game has. The cities and the world, the landscapes, they are filled with activity. The little towns that you go to are always brimming with people to talk to and, corners of the map to search. You'll always be rewarded for going over the whole map looking for items. This game is just littered with items to collect, and there's so many things in this game that make it really a rewarding experience to take the extra time to search your surroundings instead of just going straight to your destination. The cooking function is back in this game, and that's something that I really liked. I just loved that aspect of collecting the recipes, and they all have different functions for either after battle or the auto cook feature that they'll automatically cook it for you, and the little banter that goes along with the cooking. I've always enjoyed that. And a new feature that lightly ties into cooking is expeditions. This is that you will send out one of your ships and they will go to different islands. You choose the destination and they'll explore it. And this is totally passive. You just send the ship from your menu system, and then while you're out gallivanting all over, they'll be out doing their thing. You'll get a notification that your ship has returned, and then you can see what treasures they've brought back. A lot of times it's ingredients or a whole new recipe, and that's something that I really do enjoy. It's totally passive, but you'll always be excited when the little ship icon pops up that your expedition has returned. You can see how they did because they will fight in battles while they're away, and you can just see how did they do. They're leveling up, they're collecting treasures and ingredients for you. It's something that while it is totally in the background, I do really enjoy it, and it's a feature that I'm so happy they included in the game. This game is bursting at the seams with people to talk to, places to explore, items to collect. If you love the Tales series, I highly recommend this game. It is completely different in so many ways while retaining the facets of Tales that we love. And if you've never played a Tales game, maybe you thought the stories were too cheesy, maybe you really didn't like the super heroic aspect of the game, this is something completely new and fresh. I wholeheartedly recommend this game if you have not tried out the Tales series before. I also think there's a lot of improvements over past Tales games. The combat is refined. The tutorials are faster in this game. You won't get bombarded with 10 tutorials in a row in this game, which has happened in some of the past ones. And my dream of playing a villain in a game is finally come true. Velvet is the perfect villain for me to play as. She's cold and calm and collected. She's just all about her revenge and getting to the next task and taking out anyone who's in her way. It's ruthless, it's brutal. It is Tales of Berseria, and I highly recommend it. So let me know in the comments below if you have played Tales of Berseria and what you thought of it. Like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you next time. Bye!